Hi everyone, welcome to another Emii Creations video, and today we're going to talk about TikTok. I know everybody has either already heard about TikTok or has been on TikTok. But today I want to share my perspective building a TikTok for my small business, going from 0 to 10K followers in 3 months. I'm going to go over some thoughts I have on the process, some experiences, and some suggestions for those who are interested in doing the same. So I started my TikTok back in early July of 2021, and I was super dedicated to it for 3 months. It was kind of like a challenge I set myself. And then nowadays I do it mainly when I have time and when I have content I want to share with everybody. So I originally got this idea from my mastermind. I'm part of a mastermind group called Proof to Product. I'll leave a link in the description below to their website. And it's a 30-day challenge. You do 1 to 2 TikToks every single day. And it's kind of to test to see if you actually like the process of making TikTok. So if after 30 plus days, you are just hating the whole process, maybe TikTok is just not for you, and that's okay. But at the same time, it can definitely change your world and your business. So on the 12th day of doing this challenge, I had a video go pretty viral. It had 100K views, 100 comments, and it was just things I brought to my market. Since then, over 15 videos have gone over 10K views, and one being the most at 400K views. So I definitely want to go over where I found success and some suggestions I have for you guys. So here's some things I found that work for me. First of all, start with a hook. You have all of 3 seconds maybe before they decide to swipe, so you want to catch their attention right away. A hook can be asking them a question. Did you ever think of cows? Do you ever consider this? Are you wondering about this? Or you can start with an ending or result and then explain throughout the video. So I would start with, I got 100K followers and here's how. Or a hook can be a promise of a story or information. I have 5 things to tell you about. One of those, what people don't tell you, 10 things, greatest flex, that kind of thing. And make sure a hook is also in text form, big on the front, so people can read it. It's also good to mention that having text on TikToks is actually pretty important. And sometimes the little captions at the bottom of the TikTok is not really enough to capture people's attention because it's so small and usually people don't want to spend time reading that. So what I do is I caption the important parts at the top as well. The bottom line is not everybody always has their audio on. A lot of people watch TikToks when they're in public or even when they're at work. So sometimes they don't want the audio on full blast or even on at all. So having text allows these users to have a great experience as well. Reading and listening engages both senses, making it slightly more interesting than just listening. And one of the most important things I feel like people that start off have an issue with is making their videos short. Be concise. 7 to 15 seconds is your gold standard. After that, attention start waving. This is TikTok. People don't expect long videos on there. If you're going over 20 to 30 seconds, you better have a good reason why. It better be very high in entertainment value, have a really good story involved, or you're giving some really great educational or advice. Film what you enjoy. TikTok is such a raw and insistent platform because you have to post every day, you have to post a lot of content that you kind of have to enjoy what you're posting, filming, and sharing with people. Another important advice is be creative, be yourself. So I know a lot of TikToks are centered around following trends, doing those popular dances, using the popular song. But at the same time, if you follow all those trends to the T, it can get boring really quickly for viewers. Think about following trends, but putting your own spin on it, putting like your small business spin on it or your personality spin on it. Something that adds an extra level for people to get to know not only the trend and enjoy the trend, but also get to know you and your business and what you're trying to share with them. And I can't stress this enough, provide value. Be sure to provide value, not for yourself, but for your viewers. Like, what are they getting out of watching your TikTok? I know it's only 7 seconds, but they can still get something out of it, whether it be entertainment, information, or relatability, which provides a sense of community. Definitely one small issue I see sometimes with small business TikToks and is a lot of people love doing those packaging videos or those here's a slideshow of all my merchandise. It's not bad to do that, but it doesn't provide them a lot of value. So something more interesting along those lines might be showing the product and then talking over it about your processes getting there to the final product, like how you thought of the idea, some stories you have with it, some customer stories even. Those all provide a second degree of value on top of just showing your product. And definitely don't show stuff without explaining what's going on. You have 7 seconds to get people interested and understanding what you're communicating with them. So definitely provide context. Don't just show what you've accomplished. Maybe give some information of your start process and how you got there. Even if it's a part 2 video, have some disclaimers of what part 1 was about, because sometimes not everybody knows who you are. Even if they're followers, they can forget, or what you're about, or what your business is about, what you're even showing. Some people don't even know the process of making anything in your business. So definitely provide some context for them, for new viewers. So I do also want to share some negatives of being on TikTok and some personal negatives I had experienced while being on TikTok. So first of all, it does take a lot of time. So usually it takes around 1 to 3 hours to make one video. And they always suggest you make 1 to 2 a day, which is a lot of time if you think about it. Another thing to note is TikTok is very fickle. So even though you have a bunch of followers, does not mean you're gonna get a bunch of views. You still have to provide quality content and things people wanna watch. Because the algorithm does not care how many followers you have. It will still bump your video down if people are not watching the full thing. So you can go from 100K viewers one day to just 100 the next video. But definitely don't be discouraged by it. It's very common on the platform and you're not alone. Just keep on it, enjoy what you're doing, enjoy what you're sharing. Also, a personal downside, I really love making videos about small business and small business life, but at the same time, those videos did not necessarily translate to sales. So it doesn't mean I didn't make sales, but definitely because my audience is primarily other small businesses, my viral videos don't generate as many sales in comparison to videos that are just solely catered to audiences that are interested in a certain type of product. So definitely if you're interested in sales, look for audiences that are interested in your product. All your videos should be more catered to your product development. At the same time, I'm still gonna reiterate that do what you love. I personally love small business stuff, which is why I don't mind that I don't make like huge amount of sales on it, because I want to enjoy making my TikToks and I want to keep making them. And the way for me to keep making them is for me to film things and talk about things that I'm passionate about, which is small business stuff. All right, so you watched the whole video and you got the formula down and you have a little bit of insight about how TikTok algorithm works and what you can expect from it. So how do you get started? So I suggest giving yourself 30 to 60 days to try it out, doing one video every single day. Definitely the first 2 steps to find out is what you want to make and who is your audience. So what I recommend you doing is going on TikTok and actually just spending a few days watching videos. Find a category you're interested in and watch videos for that category. Something that relates to you, whether it be small business, packaging, soap making. What are you doing personally and what can you share with your audience? Find accounts that you like, see what they're doing, see what is successful, see which videos of theirs is successful, and write it down. Jot down ideas of what you could do, how you can make it your own, and what you can share with audiences that will provide value to them. And as you're jotting these ideas down, look at your day-to-day life. What are you doing every day that might be interesting to an audience or might be interesting as a background video as you share information with an audience? Sometimes if you don't have that, you can always just talk to your audience, like me doing right now, you know? You can give them information straight, head-to-head, talking to the camera type of process. But it definitely depends on what you're comfortable with. Some people are not comfortable facing the camera. Some people rather have like a video of them packaging in the background as they share information. So after you have your list, have an idea of your audience, have an idea of what value you want to share with your audience, start getting comfortable with filming every day. It's definitely something you have to get used to. Thinking about filming, sometimes I'll forget the first few weeks, like, oh, I should have filmed that. Oh, I should have filmed that. So that's okay. Just remember to film. And some people also will do things like filming multiple days of content in one day. So if you don't want to film every day, that's okay. You can film throughout the whole one day and then make a bunch of TikToks, put it in your drafts, and then just release it slowly as the day goes by. Sometimes people have a queue of them, so it is not as stressful as to have to do it daily. That's always a good process. And don't expect immediate results. It's a learning process as with everything. And also you don't have to use those crazy filters. You can literally just put raw videos up and it's not like Instagram or YouTube. It doesn't have to look beautiful or perfect. It just has to have good quality content, interesting content. So that's like some benefits of it. You don't have to go super crazy on the quality, but you do have to be understandable at least and interesting and not distracting. And here's my quick takeaway from the whole experience doing the challenge and being on TikTok and currently being on TikTok right now. So first of all, there are so many amazing people out there doing the grind, doing the hustle, and people who actually want to be small business owners and doing the small business art life. So it made me really, really thankful for what I'm doing now, have a new and increased sense of appreciation for what I'm able to do, being able to own my small business, work my own hours, sell my own art, which is like amazing as is, right? So definitely TikTok has helped me accept myself and my business a lot better and appreciate the things I have a lot more. Another takeaway is TikTok is raw. It is not like Instagram. It is not like YouTube. You do not spend hours editing videos or spend hours thinking about what you're posting. You know, people want to see behind the scenes stuff. They want to see you talking to them. They want to have an one-on-one, like behind the scenes personal engagement with you. That's the kind of platform TikTok is. But let me know your experience, or if you are already on TikTok, let me know of your experience being on TikTok already. I would love to hear some stories about how you guys are experiencing it or growing your business. And definitely leave a link to your TikTok below so I can check everybody's TikTok out. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave it below as well. I try to reply to every comment I get. But I definitely hope you enjoyed this video and found some value out of it. TikTok is really a fun platform to be on, and I hope you guys start enjoying it as well. And if you do like my content, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the alert bell to get new notifications for all our new videos. We're doing monthly recap vlogs for my business for all of 2022, so if you're interested in that, be sure to check those out. And then thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.